What does it mean to truly connect with someone? Is it about sacrifice, losing yourself in their world, or reshaping your life to meet their expectations? These questions linger in the minds of many, but the answers often lead to unexpected revelations. Relationships, as complex and nuanced as they are, demand more than mere conformity. They require a delicate balance of love, respect, and most importantly, self-awareness. Yet, how often do we find ourselves compromising our well-being for the sake of keeping someone close? How many times have we surrendered our mental peace or sacrificed our individuality, believing it would strengthen the bond? Today, we're peeling back the layers to uncover the 9 crucial things men should never do with women. Each point is a gateway to reclaiming your authenticity, drawing from the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. The journey begins now. Prepare to challenge old patterns, embrace self-discovery, and walk a path of true freedom and fulfillment. But here's the twist. The most empowering revelation awaits at the end. Will you stay with us and unlock the secrets to a life led with confidence and purpose? Let's dive in. 1. Don't be controlled by the fear of solitude. What is solitude to you? A prison, or perhaps a sanctuary? Many of us dread being alone, equating it with loneliness and despair. But is this fear justified? The truth is, solitude can be one of life's greatest teachers, guiding you towards self-understanding and growth. When you let the fear of solitude control your actions, you risk making decisions rooted in desperation. You might find yourself clinging to a relationship, not because it enriches your life, but because the idea of being alone terrifies you. Can you truly thrive under such circumstances? Stoicism offers a powerful perspective here. As Aristotle once said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Solitude is not something to be feared but embraced. It is in the quiet moments, away from the noise of the world, that you discover who you are at your core. Imagine this. Instead of filling the void with someone else's presence, you learn to enjoy your own company. You take long walks, reflect on your thoughts, and nurture your passions. You grow stronger, more resilient, and most importantly, more self-assured. When you eventually choose to share your life with someone, it won't be out of fear, but out of genuine connection. The fear of solitude often leads to settling for less than you deserve. Have you ever stayed in a relationship just because the thought of starting over seemed too daunting? If so, ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? Is it the silence, or is it the possibility of confronting parts of yourself that you've long ignored? By confronting this fear head-on, you unlock the door to true freedom. You become the master of your own narrative, no longer driven by the external need for validation or companionship. Instead, your relationships become a choice, not a necessity. Let solitude be your guide. Allow it to teach you patience, self-reliance, and inner peace. When you make peace with solitude, you pave the way for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. You become someone who is whole on their own, capable of giving and receiving love without losing yourself in the process. As we move forward, remember this. The journey of self-discovery begins with the courage to stand alone. Solitude is not the enemy. It is the foundation upon which you build your empire. What lies ahead? The next step on this transformative journey delves into the danger of reshaping your life to fit someone else's world. Stay with us as we uncover more about what it truly means to live authentically and embrace your unique path. 2. Don't reshape your life to fit others. Have you ever found yourself bending, twisting, and reshaping your life just to fit into someone else's narrative? Maybe you've changed your habits, abandoned your passions, or even sacrificed your dreams, all in the name of love or acceptance. But here's a crucial question. At what cost? Imagine this. You're working tirelessly on a puzzle, forcing pieces together that simply don't fit. Frustration builds as you try to mold yourself into what you believe someone else wants. But no matter how hard you try, the pieces remain mismatched, and the puzzle, your life, loses its true form. Stoicism teaches us the value of living authentically. Seneca once remarked, "Everywhere is nowhere." When you spread yourself thin, trying to meet everyone else's expectations, you lose sight of your own direction. The essence of who you are begins to fade, replaced by a version molded to please others. But let's step back for a moment. Who are you at your core? What drives you, excites you, and makes you unique? These are the questions that matter, yet they often get buried under the weight of external pressures. When you reshape your life for someone else, you hand over the pen, allowing them to write your story. Is this the legacy you want to leave behind? Think about the times you've said yes when every fiber of your being screamed no. The hobbies you've set aside, the friends you've neglected, and the dreams you've postponed, all to blend in, to belong. But here's the harsh reality. No matter how much you change, you'll never truly find fulfillment in a life that isn't your own. Now, imagine reclaiming your narrative. Picture yourself standing tall, unapologetically embracing your quirks, passions, and ambitions. You no longer shrink yourself to fit into someone else's world. Instead, you invite them into yours, a world rich with authenticity, purpose, and joy. Living authentically doesn't mean disregarding others, it means honoring yourself. It's about striking a balance where you can love and connect deeply without compromising your identity. True relationships thrive not on sacrifice, but on mutual respect and individuality. Ask yourself, am I living for myself or for someone else? If the answer is the latter, it's time to make a change. Begin by reconnecting with what makes you you. Rekindle old hobbies, pursue long-forgotten dreams, and surround yourself with people who celebrate your authenticity. This shift won't be easy. You may face resistance, even from those closest to you. But remember, your life is not a stage for others to direct. You are the protagonist, the hero of your journey. It's time to step into the spotlight and live boldly, without apology. As we journey deeper into these 9 vital lessons, the next section will challenge the idea of sacrificing your mental well-being for the sake of others. Are you ready to uncover more truths about self-preservation and inner peace? Stay with us. The path to empowerment is just getting started. 3. Don't prioritize others' happiness over your mental health. How often have you put someone else's happiness above your own well-being? Perhaps you've stayed up late to comfort them, neglected your own needs to meet theirs, or even sacrificed your peace of mind just to keep the relationship afloat. But here's the pressing question. Imagine you're walking through a dense forest at night, your flashlight guiding the way. Suddenly, someone asks for your flashlight, claiming they need it more. You hand it over, leaving yourself stumbling in the dark. This is exactly what happens when you prioritize someone else's happiness over your mental health. You give away your light, leaving yourself lost and vulnerable. Stoicism. But why do we do this? Often, it stems from a fear of disappointing others or a belief that our worth is tied to how much we can give. Yet, sacrificing your mental health doesn't strengthen relationships, it weakens them. When you're drained, anxious, or emotionally exhausted, you can't truly show up for yourself or for others. Let's pause for a moment. Ask yourself, how often do I prioritize my peace? Now, think about the freedom of reclaiming your mental well-being. Imagine setting boundaries, learning to say no, and giving yourself permission to rest. When you prioritize your mental health, you're not being selfish, you're practicing self-respect. You're telling yourself and others that your peace is valuable and non-negotiable. This doesn't mean you stop caring for others. It means you care for yourself first, ensuring you have the strength and clarity to support those around you. After all, how can you pour into someone else's cup when yours is empty? Here's a practical step. Start small. The next time you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to breathe and assess. What do you need in that moment? More rest? Time alone? Don't hesitate to communicate these needs. You'll be surprised how much respect and understanding you gain when you assert your boundaries. And remember, every time you prioritize your mental health, you're making a powerful statement. I value myself. This self-value not only benefits you, but also creates healthier, more balanced relationships. If you're finding these insights valuable, now's the perfect time to take action. Show your support by hitting the like button below. It's a simple way to remind yourself and others that mental health matters. Together, let's cultivate a community that values resilience, self-awareness, and inner peace. As we move forward, the next section will explore the importance of maintaining your support system, even in the throes of new relationships. Stay with us, there's more wisdom to uncover. 4. Don't push away friends or family for someone else. Have you ever been so consumed by a relationship that you started to drift away from those who've stood by you through thick and thin? Maybe you've missed family dinners, declined invitations from friends, or even ignored their calls, all in the name of prioritizing your romantic partner. But here's a critical question. Is it worth sacrificing your support system for one person? Picture your life as a sturdy tree. The roots represent your core values, while the branches symbolize your relationships with friends and family. They've been there, growing and strengthening over time, providing balance and stability. Now imagine cutting off these branches one by one. What happens? The tree weakens, becoming more vulnerable to the storms of life. Without these vital connections, you stand alone, exposed to the harsh winds of uncertainty. Stoicism offers timeless wisdom on this matter. As Plato observed, people are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Your friends and family are the nourishing soil from which you draw strength. When you distance yourself from them, you risk losing the foundation that supports your growth and resilience. Let's dive deeper. Why do we often isolate ourselves in relationships? Sometimes it's out of a desire to fully invest in our partner, while other times it stems from their subtle, or not so subtle, influence to pull us away. But here's the reality. A healthy relationship should never require you to sever ties with those who care for you. Instead, it should enrich your life, complementing the strong bonds you've already built. Think about the moments when life's challenges overwhelmed you. Who were the ones to pick you up, to remind you of your strength? Chances are, it was your close friends or family. They've been your anchors, your safe harbor in turbulent seas. Now ask yourself, rebuilding these bonds doesn't have to be a daunting task. Start by reaching out, send a message, make a call, or plan a meetup. Let your loved ones know they matter. Share your life with them, just as they've shared theirs with you. You'll find that even the smallest effort can reignite these essential relationships, bringing warmth and strength back into your life. Remember, life is unpredictable. Romantic relationships may come and go, but the love and support of friends and family are irreplaceable. They are your safety net, your cheerleaders, and your confidants. By maintaining these connections, you create a robust network of support that will stand the test of time. Take a moment to reflect. Who have I been neglecting? Now, challenge yourself to reconnect. Your future self will thank you for it. As we continue this journey of self-awareness and empowerment, the next section will explore the importance of valuing your time and using it wisely. But before we dive in, we'd love to hear from you. Who are the people in your life that keep you grounded? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's celebrate the power of connection together. 5. Don't invest too much time in one person. Time, it's the most precious resource you have. Unlike money or material possessions, once it's gone forever. So why do so many of us pour an overwhelming amount of it into just one person, often at the expense of our personal growth, passions, and other meaningful relationships? Here's the question that might shift your perspective. Are you spending your time wisely, or are you throwing it into a bottomless well? Imagine this scenario. You're devoting hours, days, maybe even weeks catering to someone else's needs, constantly at their beck and call. You rearrange your schedule to accommodate them, give up hobbies you once loved, and put off your goals, all for the sake of being available. At first, it might feel rewarding, even noble. But over time, you begin to feel drained, as if pieces of your life are slipping away. Stoicism warns us about the fleeting nature of time. Seneca profoundly noted, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Every moment you spend excessively focused on someone else is a moment you could have invested in yourself, building your career, nurturing your passions, or strengthening other relationships. Why does this happen? Often, it stems from a desire to prove your worth or to secure someone's love and approval. You might think that the more time you give, the more valuable you'll seem. But here's the truth. Over-investing your time can have the opposite effect. It can lead to burnout, resentment, and even a loss of self-identity. Moreover, it sets a precedent that your time is not valuable, a dangerous message in any relationship. Let's shift the perspective. What if, instead of pouring all your time into one person, you diversified your investments? Picture your time as a garden. Would you water only one plant and let the others wither? Of course not. A thriving garden requires balanced care. Similarly, your life flourishes when you allocate time thoughtfully, nurturing different areas that bring you joy and fulfillment. This doesn't mean you should withhold time from someone important. Instead, it's about balance. Prioritize your personal growth, spend time with friends and family, and dedicate moments to activities that recharge your spirit. When you do this, you show up as your best self in all areas of life, including your relationships. Ask yourself, where is my time going? If you find that too much of it is devoted to one person, it's time to make a change. Start by setting boundaries. Communicate your need for personal time and stick to it. Revisit the hobbies and interests you've put on hold. You'll find that reclaiming your time doesn't weaken your relationships. It strengthens them by fostering mutual respect and independence. Now, take a moment to reflect. Who or what in your life deserves more of your time? How can you create a more balanced schedule that honors your personal growth and well-being? We'd love to hear your thoughts. What steps are you taking to reclaim your time? Share your insights in the comments below. Your experiences could inspire someone else on their journey. Let's keep this conversation going as we explore more ways to live intentionally and authentically. Next, we'll delve into the importance of guarding your past and why not everything needs to be shared. Stay with us as the journey towards self-mastery continues. 6. Don't reveal everything about your past. Everyone has a past, a collection of experiences, triumphs, and struggles that have shaped who they are today. But how much of this past should you reveal, especially in the early stages of a relationship? Here's a thought-provoking question. Is full transparency always the best policy, or are there parts of your story that should remain yours alone? Consider this. Your past, particularly the difficult chapters, is like a precious, fragile artifact. It holds immense value, but it also requires careful handling. Sharing too much too soon is akin to placing that artifact in the hands of someone who may not yet appreciate its significance, or worse, who may use it against you. Stoicism. Why then do we often feel compelled to divulge everything? Sometimes it's driven by a desire to build trust quickly or to seek validation. You might believe that sharing your struggles will bring you closer to someone. But here's the risk. Not everyone is equipped to handle your vulnerabilities with care. Some might misunderstand, judge, or even exploit what you've shared. Ask yourself, what purpose does sharing this serve? If it's to seek empathy or connection, consider whether those goals can be achieved in other ways that don't leave you feeling exposed or vulnerable. Remember, trust is built over time, through actions and shared experiences, not by unloading your entire life story all at once. Now, this doesn't mean you should be secretive or emotionally distant. Instead, think of your past as a layered story. Share the surface layers first, your interests, goals, and values. Allow deeper layers to unfold naturally as the relationship grows. This approach not only protects your emotional well-being but also allows trust to develop gradually, creating a stronger, more authentic bond. Here's a practical tip. When someone asks about your past, pause and reflect. Ask yourself whether this person has earned the right to hear that part of your story. Sharing should feel like a choice, not an obligation. You hold the power to decide what to reveal and when. Consider this analogy. You wouldn't hand over the keys to your house to a stranger, would you? Similarly, your past is the key to understanding your innermost self. Share it wisely with those who have shown they value and respect you. Think back to the times you've shared too much too quickly. How did it make you feel? Did it strengthen the relationship, or did it leave you feeling exposed? Use these reflections to guide your future interactions. By safeguarding your past, you protect your present and future. You maintain control over your narrative, sharing it on your terms with those who've proven they're worthy of your trust. This balance between openness and discretion is a cornerstone of healthy, lasting connections. As we move forward, the next section will explore the dangers of agreeing simply to satisfy others and how reclaiming your voice can lead to deeper authenticity. Stay with us, there's more wisdom to uncover. 7. Don't agree simply to satisfy them. Have you ever found yourself nodding along, saying yes to things that don't align with your true desires, simply to keep the peace or earn someone's approval? Maybe you agreed to attend an event you had no interest in, took on responsibilities that felt burdensome, or even adopted viewpoints that clashed with your own beliefs. But here's a crucial question. Picture this. Each time you agree to something that doesn't resonate with you, it's like exchanging a piece of your soul for temporary harmony. On the surface, everything appears calm, but beneath it, a storm brews, a storm of resentment, frustration, and inner conflict. Over time, this habit erodes your sense of self, leaving you feeling disconnected and unfulfilled. Stoicism offers a liberating perspective on this dilemma. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you consistently suppress your true feelings and desires to satisfy others, you compromise the quality of your thoughts and, ultimately, your happiness. You become a performer in someone else's narrative, losing sight of your own. But why do we fall into this trap? Often it's rooted in a fear of conflict or rejection. We worry that saying no will upset others or make them think less of us. Yet the irony is that true respect, both for ourselves and from others, comes from setting boundaries and standing firm in our convictions. Now, imagine a life where you no longer feel compelled to agree just to keep the peace. Picture yourself confidently expressing your true thoughts and feelings, even in the face of disagreement. How freeing would that be? How much more authentic would your relationships become? Here's the truth. Saying no can be one of the most empowering acts of self-respect. It signals that you value your time, energy, and well-being. It sets a standard for how you expect to be treated and encourages others to do the same. The beauty of this approach is that it weeds out those who seek to control or manipulate, leaving room for connections built on mutual respect and understanding. Reclaiming your voice starts with small steps. The next time you're asked to do something that doesn't feel right, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, am I agreeing because I truly want to, or because I feel pressured to? If it's the latter, practice saying no in a firm but respectful way. You'll be surprised at how quickly people adjust to your boundaries and how much lighter and more empowered you'll feel. Let's reflect. How often have you sacrificed your own happiness to please someone else? And how can you begin to shift that dynamic? Start by identifying one area of your life where you tend to overcommit or compromise, and commit to asserting your true feelings next time. Remember, your life isn't a stage for others' approval. It's your story to write, and every time you honor your own needs, you're taking a bold step toward authenticity and fulfillment. As we continue this journey, The next section will tackle the fear of solitude and how embracing time alone can lead to profound self-discovery. Stay tuned for more transformative insights. 8. Don't be controlled by the fear of solitude. What is it about solitude that frightens so many of us? Is it the silence, the lack of external validation, or perhaps the fear of facing our own thoughts? Here's a profound question to ponder. Is solitude truly something to fear, or is it a hidden gift waiting to be unwrapped? Many people equate being alone with being lonely. They see solitude as a dark, empty space filled with nothing but isolation and longing. But this perspective is deeply flawed. Stoicism teaches us that solitude is not a curse, but an opportunity. As Aristotle once said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Solitude is the perfect environment for this self-knowledge to flourish. Imagine you're traveling through a dense forest, guided only by the light of your inner compass. In the quiet of solitude, you begin to hear the subtle whispers of your true self, the desires, dreams, and values that often get drowned out by the noise of the world. You start to understand what truly matters to you, unclouded by the influence of others. When you fear solitude, you risk clinging to relationships for the wrong reasons. Have you ever stayed in a situation, not because it was fulfilling, but because the thought of being alone felt unbearable? This fear can trap you in cycles of dependency, stunting your personal growth and preventing you from forming genuine connections. But here's the transformative truth. Solitude is not the enemy. It's a mirror, reflecting your innermost strengths and vulnerabilities. Embracing solitude allows you to build a solid foundation of self-reliance and resilience. When you're comfortable in your own company, you no longer seek relationships out of fear, but out of a genuine desire for connection. Think of solitude as a period of growth and preparation. It's in these moments of quiet reflection that you sharpen your sense of purpose, strengthen your inner resolve, and cultivate a deep appreciation for your own worth. When you eventually invite someone into your life, it's not to fill a void, but to complement the fulfilling existence you've already created. So how can you start embracing solitude? Begin by spending intentional time alone. Take yourself out for coffee, go for a walk in nature, or simply sit in silence and reflect. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, even unsettling. But with time, you'll come to cherish these moments as opportunities to reconnect with your true self. Ask yourself, what can I learn about myself in solitude? The next time you find yourself fearing solitude, remember this. It's not a void to be filled, but a space to grow. Embrace it, and you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more prepared to navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence. As we near the final chapter of this journey, we'll explore the power of celebrating even the smallest victories and how this practice can fuel your personal growth. Stay with us. There's one more vital lesson to uncover. 9. Don't forget to celebrate even small wins. In the hustle and bustle of life, how often do you pause to acknowledge your progress? Do you celebrate the small steps forward, or are you solely focused on the distant finish line? Here's a thought-provoking question. Could the key to sustained growth and fulfillment lie in the simple act of recognizing your everyday victories? Life often feels like a relentless race, with society constantly pushing us to chase bigger achievements and grander milestones. We get so caught up in striving for the next big thing, a promotion, a major life change, or a relationship milestone, that we overlook the small wins that pave the way. But these small victories, no matter how insignificant they may seem, are the building blocks of lasting success. Stoicism encourages us to find contentment in the present moment and to appreciate every step of the journey. Epictetus wisely said, "Never depend on the admiration of others. There is no strength in it." Your small wins are for you, not for external validation. They are reminders of your resilience, your effort, and your commitment to growth. Imagine this. You've been working on improving a particular aspect of your life, whether it's your fitness, your career, or your emotional well-being. One day you manage to run a little farther, complete a challenging task, or handle a difficult conversation with grace. It might not seem like a monumental achievement, but it's progress, and progress, however small, deserves recognition. Why is celebrating these moments so important? Because they fuel your motivation and reinforce your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. Each celebration, no matter how modest, is like adding a log to a fire, keeping the flame of your ambition burning bright. Without these moments of acknowledgement, you risk losing sight of how far you've come, which can lead to burnout or discouragement. But how do you celebrate small wins without feeling like you're indulging in self-congratulation? The answer lies in simplicity. It could be as straightforward as taking a moment to reflect on your progress, treating yourself to something you enjoy, or sharing your achievement with someone who supports you. The act doesn't need to be grand, it just needs to be intentional. Ask yourself, when was the last time I celebrated my growth? If it's been a while, take this as an invitation to start. Look back on your recent efforts, big or small, and recognize the steps you've taken. You've shown up, persevered, and moved forward. That's worth celebrating. As you cultivate this habit, you'll notice a shift in your mindset. Challenges will no longer feel insurmountable, and the journey will become more enjoyable. You'll learn to see each day as an opportunity to grow, with every small win serving as a milestone on your path to success. And now, as we close this chapter, let's reflect on the entire journey we've taken together. From embracing solitude to setting boundaries, from safeguarding your mental health to celebrating your victories, each lesson is a piece of the puzzle that leads to a life of authenticity, resilience, and fulfillment. If these insights have resonated with you, let's continue the conversation. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What small win are you celebrating today? Let's build a community that uplifts and inspires each other, one victory at a time. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Together we can spread the wisdom of Stoicism and help more people discover the power of self-mastery. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and until next time, stay strong, stay true, and keep celebrating every step forward.